It's a Fresno Pacific side that's had a very interesting journey to that 3 spot in the Pac-West standings thus far. You think about even as of late, that Concordia series, how weird was that to be able to get that split? They were mercied in game 1, but then game 2 that they lost 2-4, they were actually doing damage. They had a no-no through 4 2/3.
That's that.
They've come a long way from being picked 9th in the preseason poll, and even that home opener against Western Oregon being one to forget. Not going to mention the score of that one, but they have come a long way since then, and they are looking to go out of the Pac-West with a bang. Try to make their second Pac-West tournament in program history. Can do so this series as that one comes in near the ankles.
Mike Green said, caught a piece.
You see, even if I thought it was a strike, I'm outnumbered here, folks, so I am if I said it was a good call, I would probably
we'd run you out of the press box.
Taken out back. It's 1-2 though. That one is a no-doubter. Seth Wrightstone. Man coming over from Chafee. Induces another swing and miss for himself. He's looked good so far. Obviously a couple of loud pieces of contact. You see the man standing at 2 with that double, but arguably that one should have been caught even, considering Chase Easter Harrison lost it in the sun. Wrightstone. Dash Lopez goes to his cheeks. Try to frame that one. It's 2-0. Center field. Shiggs has the catch, and that will have to mean that Johnson has to get back. And that was kind of what I was expecting Wheelock's ground rule double to look like earlier, but this time it's Wilson showing that there are indeed humans on this Fresno Pacific offense.
Yeah, it is impressive, and it was funny because with Titus Wheelock specifically,
he had something to say about it to me. On the ground, Durfin gets past him. It's going to be 5-1 for the Sunbirds. They're going to go over to 2. Cody White will retrieve it, as it's going to be the RBI single there from Henderson. He's on the board. There are no words to describe the man, Titus Wheelock, who has just tied the program record for home runs in a single season. And again, I guess it goes back to the conversation, maybe intentionally walk him, but I guess it is a moot point now. Titus Wheelock is on a different planet right now. It is 8-1. He has done the damage. Welcome back here on the Pac-West Network, top of the 5th. Fresno Pacific up 8-1, as it is still going to be Tinsley's show on the hill. Jetty Johnson alongside Eric Bentley. We've got a couple changes, as Derflinger is the man leading off the inning for Vanguard. Moving from right to left is Clement, and moving from second to left, I apologize, is Clement, and inserting at second is Esquivel. In his first look against Vanguard, it's 1-1 for Tinsley. And by the way, last inning I kind of ended off saying he has 10 RBI. That's just off of home runs. He has 12 total RBI thus far this series. And when you look at the record books, you kind of were thinking, obviously we talked about he's tied the single-season program record for homers. There's another record that he's chasing. It's the RBI record. It was a ways to go. Case Rigby had 76 back in 2010, and you thought it was probably out of the realm of possibility, as Durf will soft serve this one into shallow right center for the third hit from Vanguard today. Thought it was going to be out of the realm of possibility, but with 12 RBI, he now trails by only 9 for that record. So if he continues on this pace, he will have the record by dinner time tomorrow night.
I've called baseball here at Fresno Pacific for over 10 years. I can't recall seeing with my own 2 eyes a performance at the plate during a doubleheader like we've seen from Titus here today.
Tinsley fields his position. It does move Derflinger over, though. 1 away. Runner in scoring position for Vanguard.
Smart play there from Tinsley. You could really see that every bone in his body wanted to try and gun that lead runner out going over to second base, but makes the smart play. Your team's up 7 runs, get the for sure out, and just keep things moving right along.
Great point, EB, as a lot of times in these situations you can maybe take your foot off the gas in terms of you're not as clean, right? All of a sudden, because you have the lead, you're thinking, maybe I can get away with trying this, right? But no, he said, we're just going to continue to play our ball. Right you are, EB. Cody White watches one go by the wayside, 1-0. Celebrating his senior day last Saturday. Topmost part of the zone is grazed. Tinsley has lived there for the majority of this game. Really got going. Breaks out the 7-iron. Henderson ranges back. He's got the catch, so 2 ducks left on the pond for Vanguard. We are through 4.5. Vanguard cannot answer back. It is 8-1 going to the bottom. He continues to shake here. Finally has one that he likes. And right you are, Seth Wrightstone. He picks up another strikeout for himself. We talked about he's in the top 20 this season in the conference. He's going to tack a few more on here. He's up to 4 now in relief. Lifted. Easter Harrison. Going to get some revenge of the sun there. 2 away.
Yeah, you know, it was really fun hosting the Pac West tournament, being able to show off our stadium. Yeah. It would have been a lot more fun if the Sunbirds had made it to the tournament last year.
You guys look to be on track for that this year as that ball is on track to leave the infield. Pulled. Bennett Vondrak backhanded grab and gets the force at 3. So 2 men do get on, but Seth Wrightstone rebounds from the 4th spot. In the 4th to put up a 0 in the 5th. Vanguard, though, they've got to get going if they're going to do something. They've got 6 outs to play with, down by 7.
Being the indicator.
Gallegos once again finds that left center gap. That's boded well for him. Good job, though, by Clement to make sure he doesn't get to 2 as he beat it to the wall. I mean, there's a reason that they have been in the top 25 in the national rankings for the majority of the season. High chop over the head of Martinez. Gallegos thinking to go to 3. Clement took a little while to get there. It's cut off. They fire over to 2. The tag is applied in time. Joshua Sir tried to take advantage. Gallegos did, but Sir, no.
Get comfortable up there at the dish.
Complete opposite from what we saw in game 1. Is this going to be RBI for Bennett Vondrak, the man who has slowly started to come alive for Vanguard at the plate. Remember, just the redshirt freshman. Pulled over to Martinez. 1 run, gets across, but that's all she wrote on the top of the 6th for Vanguard. It's 8-2 going to the bottom. Bottom of the 6th brings us to Wilson, the DH, facing off against a new man on the bump for Vanguard. It's going to be the man who we talked about in game 1 as Unk, Jesus Barreto. Will toe the rubber for what may be his last time. The 5th-year man from La Mirada takes over for Wrightstone, who, all things considered, you'll take it 4 2/3, the 4 Ks. Unfortunate part for him was Titus Wheelock exists.
Thrown 9 1/3 innings of work, giving up 9 runs, 7 earned on 14 hits. No strikeouts, 11 walks.
Yeah, not necessarily something that we expected to say this year for Jesus Barreto was that he'd still be looking for a strikeout. He's still sitting at 29 on his career. Was never really known as a K artist, but still, that he hasn't had one this year, a bit surprising. Obviously got a bit of a late start to this year after he had that significant arm injury last year that shut him down after the 1 1/3 against Menlo at home. Worked hard. It was on March 19th, and then March 19, 2025, and then March 20th of this year, finally returned to the hill for Vanguard. So almost a year to the day battling back through that injury. You love to see a pitcher, a feel-good story like that. You got the even count 2-2 to Wilson. Skips in front of the foot.
As far as productivity goes.
Jesus Barreto gets a strike in. I'm sure you can hear the entire Vanguard dugout. They know what that means.
They're asking for the ball. They're asking for the ball. I love it. Hey, I mean, but, you know, JJ, to that point, in a season that's gone the way that it has for Vanguard, you've got to find, you know, like you've been saying, those silver linings and those spots of joy for these student athletes. And it is fun to see when you get one like that.
That is exactly right. I mean, Jesus Barreto, I mean, beyond the numbers on the screen, I tell you what, that is the most respected person in that dugout for Vanguard. So for him to get that, you hear the round, just the raucous round of applause that he just got from his dugout. They're on their feet right now in an 8-2 ball game, hugging the railing. That tells you exactly who Jesus Barreto is to that team. Think about as you see Jesus Barreto make it back-to-back Ks. They are hopping up and down in the Vanguard dugout as if they're the ones up 8-2. Barreto. That is the record. Wheelock goes wheels up to left center. Tip your cap to Titus Wheelock, your new single-season home run champion in Fresno Pacific history. What more can you say about a single performance and a span of 5.5 hours from Titus Wheelock? You go from one feel-good story in Jesus Barreto to another. And now, all of a sudden, that RBI record looks to be pretty appetizing for Wheelock as well. But you love to see records being set here on their senior weekend. Martinez couldn't hold up. Jesus Barreto, all 3 outs recorded via the K. So even though there's loud contact from Titus Wheelock to set the program record, Barreto has probably his last final outing of his career be one to remember as he gets his first 3 strikes of the season. But again, the story of the day, Titus Wheelock. Wow. Briefly, we're here in the top of the 7th where we just witnessed history. Your single-season home run king, Titus Wheelock, just did the honors on an absolute moonshot to the left center. As it'll be Tinsley still working on the hill for the Sunbirds. The Vanguard down to their final 3 outs. Tinsley in line for his 2nd CG of the season and would improve to 6-1, giving him a tie with Mr. Cruz for the most wins on this staff. 1-1 working against Dash Lopez. Tinsley would be back-to-back 7-inning performances if he can get it. Chopped back up the middle. Handled by Henderson. He fires over to first. He has been phenomenal at short thus far today. It does move Lopez up, but I'm sure Tinsley would love to just inch closer to going to bed any way he can. Laced to right field, and it will be caught for the final out. Tinsley, 2nd straight outing, CG.